Hi everyone and Merry Christmas. My name's Alison, the online piano and the online violin tutor. So I hope you're all having a fantastic time so far. So you just ripped your shiny brand new violin out of his box and out of the wrapping paper and you want to know how to play the violin. Well, this video is going to be the video for you. So I thought I would upload something on Christmas Day for all you guys that had received a violin for Christmas and you have absolutely no idea how to play it. So just before I go any further, I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a disclaimer just to say that this video will not teach you everything that you need to know in terms of generally playing the whole violin. This will just teach you enough that you need to know just to get going as professionally and as properly as you can. What I will do underneath this video is link some videos to all the rest of my tutorials and especially the 1 to 10 lesson videos that you should start with, and those will teach you the basics and everything that you need to know as professionally and as properly as you possibly can without picking up nasty and bad habits all over the place. So those will be linked directly underneath this video. If you've unboxed your violin and say for example the bridge isn't on, or maybe the bridge is on but then you've tightened up the bow, you've tried to play something on the violin and there's absolutely no sound at all, then you need to go and watch this video that's coming up here. So if you're on a laptop or a computer, go and click the link up here. If you're on a mobile device, go in the description bar directly underneath and go and watch that video, because that will tell you how to set up your new violin directly from unboxing. I didn't want to include it in this video because this video would be monstrously long, but go and check that video and that will tell you how to put the bridge back on. It'll tell you briefly how to tune the violin and it'll tell you how to get a sound out of your bow. So go and watch that video and then come right back to this one. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is teach you how to hold the bow. I do have a separate video on this, so I will link that directly underneath as well. I'm just going to briefly go through it today. So what you need to do, you're going to hold the bow with your right hand. It doesn't matter if you're right-handed or left-handed. You need both hands equally when playing the violin. To be perfectly honest with you, it really doesn't matter if you play the kind of right-handed way, if you like. It's just a lot easier when you're learning, or if you've got a teacher and you're trying to copy from videos, etc. So assuming that you're going to hold the violin in your right hand, what you want to do is when you look at the bow, you see you've got the frog here, you've got the ferrule part here, and you've got a tiny little gap of wood there. Now that is where you are going to put your thumb in. So you don't want to put your thumb on that frog bit there. You want to put your thumb on the bit of wood there, not on the black bit, not on that bit that's coming out of the frog there, but on the plain bit of brown wood that you see there. So the thumb goes in there. So just bear in mind that this is one of several ways to hold the bow. You might have seen a little bit differently. This is just the way I do it, but essentially all bow holds are pretty much the same. So once your thumb is in that little bit that you see there, what you want to do is take the middle two fingers and hook them over so that the middle finger, is directly in front of your thumb. So it's not over here, it's not over there, it's pretty much directly in front of your thumb. Your fourth finger or your ring finger will kind of go over that little kind of pearly bit that you've got there. What will happen is your index finger will go on somewhere between, say, the middle of the leather part of the ferrule and the sort of silver part you get, but that might depend on what kind of bow you've got, to depending on how long these bits are. But the index finger goes down and then the little finger should just go on top. So the little finger does not go on the end here that you tighten up your bow. Your little finger just goes just before that, almost that little bit of gap there between the end of the frog and where you've got the silver bit that you tighten up with. So thumb goes in, middle two fingers go all the way over. Notice I'm not holding it up here with my fingertips. I'm all the way down, almost so you can see my fingers kind of a little bit sort of poking underneath. So they go quite far down. The index finger goes in that knuckle that you have in the middle. So you've got your fingertip, the first kind of little joint, and then you've got the middle main knuckle. What you want to do is if you bend that, the bow goes into that knuckle. Can you see where that's going there? It's very difficult to show you, but can you see it's going in there? It's not going in there, it's going in that first little knuckle. That will ensure your hand is nicely tilted. If your hand is nicely tilted, your little finger should just kind of drop on top. And then you can see I just use my sort of index and middle two fingers to kind of grip the bow like so. If you feel like you're going to drop the bow, it's probably a good sign, so it should feel a bit strange, but you must get used to holding this bow. Again, I suggest that you just go and watch that bow video just so you can get more information. So that's the bow hold. Okay, grabbing your violin, I'm going to teach you how to hold the violin. So what it's going to do, you're going to put the violin on your shoulder and it's going to go into your neck. It's up to you whether you want to use a shoulder rest or not. I personally don't. It's just completely personal preference. Put one on if you want to, but it doesn't make any difference on how you hold it. So on the shoulder, into the neck. I'll just show you from this side, on the shoulder, into the neck. And the violin, can you see the violin is not at the front? I'd say the violin is around about a 10, 11 o'clock. So 12 o'clock would be in front of me, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, not 9 o'clock, so you don't want it west. I'd say around about 10, 11 o'clock. So once you've done that, then when you have your bow hold, your right arm will feel like it's just coming slightly forward. What you don't want to do is play with everything in front of you, so it's all at right angles. You don't want to play the violin in front of you with your arm directly out to the side. What you want to do is have everything slightly moved to the left. So if you want to, you could have the violin in front of you and put the bow up, and then you could move everything out to the side. So can you see my hand is sort of in front of my face and my violin is out to the side, and what I will do then is just move my neck into the chin and face that way. You won't play with your head in front of you, because obviously now I can't see the violin. So I would move my head that way, and my music stand would be placed slightly over to the left or at 10 o'clock-ish accordingly. Never out to the front. If you put it out to the front, you'll get a terrible sound because your bow won't be bowing in the right position, because you'll be crunched up at the front and everything will be down like this. So you need to have the violin nice and up and out to the side. Again, if you go and check in the description bar directly underneath this video, you'll see my 10 lesson video course, and those go through in much more detail, bit by bit. Like I said, this is just a whistle-stop tour of just getting you started just on Christmas Day. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is put some dots on your violin. I recommend that you do this, especially if you are new, because you won't know where to put your fingers otherwise. So go and watch this video that's coming up here, and this will tell you exactly how to put the dots in. It'll take you 3 minutes to do it. It'll take you 1 minute to watch the video. It'll take you 1 minute to go and get some little sticky bits, and it'll take you another minute to actually measure them and put them on. So that video that's coming up here, or I will have that linked directly underneath this video as well, will tell you exactly where you need to put these dots. Okay, so assuming that you have the dots on now, I'm just going to play Jingle Bells that you're going to play, and then what I'll do is I'll show you a close-up of the fingers so you can follow it, and then I'll take you slowly through it. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn to play. Okay, so I'm going to play it through again so you can see my fingers. Okay, so starting on the A string, so from the left to the right, you've got the G string, the D string, the A string, and the E string. We're only going to be using the top 2 strings, or the 2 strings to the right of the violin. So this one and this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with finger number 2, which is our middle finger, and it's going to be right behind this little green dot here, or the dot that the 3rd finger would go on. So this is the dot the 1st finger goes on. This is the dot that the 3rd finger goes on. So the 2nd finger is going to start right behind it, and we're going to do Jingle Bells. So jingle bells, jingle, and then for all the way, we're going to go over to the open E string. So it's just this one with no fingers. And then we're going to bow on this one. So again, I'll put a description underneath of what you want to do. So you're going to be putting your 2nd finger on the A string. Then you're going to be bowing on this string. I know you can't see my bow, but then I'm going to do a bow on the open A. All the way. And then, oh, what fun it is to ride. You want to put the third finger on this A. And then 2. And then this one, just on its own with no fingers. So you can hear me bowing this string, and then pretty much start that again. Onto the E string, then onto the A string. E string. So what you'll find directly linked underneath this video, which you can download as well, is the Jingle Bells that I've written out in paper copy as well. So you'll get a printed copy of this. It'll be all typed out on the computer. But for example, you've got Jingle Bells, Jingle all the way. So what we've got is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and they're all on the A string, as long as you remember which one is the A strings. So then you've got 2 on the A, 2 on the A, still on A, 2 on A. This is all the A string, 2 on A, 2 on A, 2 on A. And then for Jingle All the Way, you've got a 2 on the A again, an E open. So a 0 indicates an open because a 0 is no fingers. Finger 1, finger 2, finger 3, finger 4, and then no fingers is just a normal string. We call it an open string. So Jingle is 2 on A, open E, or no fingers on E, no fingers on the A string, so just the normal A string, 1 still on the A, 2 and still on the A, and so forth. So that's what we're going through there. So 2 ways of looking at. You can either look at it from the sheet that you've downloaded. This will all be properly done on the computer and you can follow it through like that, or you can just follow it through by looking at my fingers. It's very, very simple. It's about as easy as I can make it for Christmas Day, but just with a little bit of practice, you'll be able to get the hang of it. And like I said before, this isn't the kind of be all and end all of videos. You need to go and have a look at my 10-course lesson, which will be linked underneath as well. If you want to learn how to play properly or a little bit more, have a look at them first, then come back to this. It's completely up to you. So there we are. I hope you're having a fantastic Christmas Day so far, and continue to enjoy the rest of your day and Boxing Day and your time off during this holiday and Christmas season. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to check all the link. There'll be lots of goodies underneath the video, and I will see you all in the new year.